and welcome back to my channel, Handmade by Ying with Donna. Today I'm finishing up the final step of this disappearing 9-patch scrappy project that I'm doing with some other content creators. But this is tentatively going to kind of be like my layout, but except I have different color backgrounds that I'm using. In mine, I'm using a dark brown and a beige just to make it pop a little bit more. So my block started out at 14 inch by 14. By the time I've got them cut and then they've been sewed up, then they've been cut, that brought it down to 13 and a half. So now I'm going to square them down to the final squaring of them, and then I'll be working on my layout. But for right now, we're doing 13 by 13. So I'm going to stand up here and line it up on my mat. If I'm just tentatively figuring it out, I'm going to go 14 by 27 for the top and bottom, and then I'm going to go 17 by 4 and make it really simple for this square up. So before I move my ruler, I just want to make sure the disc cut through. Then I'm going to move up here and just line it up. I'm using my line here on the corner that I just squared, on the side that I just cut, so that I can get a good square on this. And like I said, I don't move it until I'm sure it's cut through. I'm going to change rotary cutters and go with this one. Looks like I might need a blade change. But now I'm going to rotate my block because my spinner is just not quite big enough to handle the job there. So I like to get it right here on this corner. Make sure I've got it lined up exactly the way I want it. And like I said, I'm going to be cutting it straight across here. And I don't cut towards myself. That's a dangerous game. So unlock it, and I'm ready to cut. That's better. Got a good cut that time. Make sure you put your hand, I always use my fingers kind of like a shim so that my ruler doesn't slip when I'm cutting. Or you can weight it down. But that's this one. Let's do it 2 more times just to show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to go my 14 there and just flatten it out. And I'm going to come up this side first and give it a good trim. This has definitely been a good scrap buster. This project has. And the next time that y'all see it, unless I do a layout video, which I might do, so you can see how I chose my layout in the different orders and stuff. But we're all going to come together and put it together. There's several content creators. We're all doing this together. So I want to measure it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Just didn't look right, so I wanted to check it one more time. It's better to measure twice and cut once, my husband says. So it's one more, and I'm going to do the final block here. And then get ready to do a happy dance. This one's then finished. I'll show you a few of the blocks. There was no rhyme or reason to the picking other than I chose colors that Bebe likes. I was going to do this as a chair for my catnapper recliner, but as it's coming together, I think I might have been changing my mind on that a bit, because I'm liking the way it's starting to turn out. And honestly, there's very little waste with this. Line it up. That's the final one. Want to make sure right there, the corner. I've got these all done. Let me get my scraps out of the way. Have a scrap bucket. Close this and lock it. Safety first, right? So, the next thing I wanted to show you guys, let me get this roller put away. Like I said in my other videos, I like to keep stuff put away. So I'm just gonna stack these, and as I'm doing it, you'll be able to see the big color selection that we've chosen for these. You saw them in the beginning when they started out as just my 5-inch blocks, and there's 12 of each that I've done in the colorway of the dark and the light. And the next thing I'll be doing is putting it on the design wall behind me and having Bebe help me figure out how we're going to do a layout. I want it to be really, really scrappy, so I chose that to do the different backgrounds. Had plenty of scraps after a couple years of sewing, because when I'm done my projects, I always cut them down, either into strips and go ahead and pre-make binding or whatever. I don't like waste, so I always use them. A lot of this project was done with enders and leaders, because I knew what I was doing as I was progressing along. So when I'm working one project, I would just make it enders and leaders and get them all sewed up. So that's my dark ones. And let me move my trays. This is the light ones. I think they did turn out pretty. A lot of color splashing. And if you notice, I inverted the color blocks in here. I think I picked 3 or 4 blocks to do that, just to shake it up just a little bit more. And all the backs are ironed flat. It'll make it easier to come together. And like I said, there's no rhyme or reason to the color layout. The colors that was chosen, other than every color in this one's her favorite. And that's the ends. I only did that once, so I must have been planning for that to be the center when I was drawing it out and coloring it out. So let me pull that back out so that I can start that as the center of the quilt. So don't forget. Here it is. So that's my whites, my lights, and the darks. So let me fold this so I'll know that's different. And then these will just pop on to the design tray, and I keep my pattern with my project until it's done. Then it'll go back into my binder that I have patterns done in. I also, the Riley Blake clapper, that's been important with this project, to make sure these long seams stayed flat as we made it. I also used the acorn pin, and that was giving me a lot of precision with getting those super flat. And in the end, I used Best Press and really starched them heavy so that as I'm working on the final stages of getting this done, it'll come together really crisp and sharp. So there'll be a few more little segments along the way, but the next one I believe I might show you is when I do the layout behind me, and that'll just show you the direction I'm going with the layout, mark my rows. And then on, let me see, we're going to do the sew along July 23rd at 3 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon with the other content creators. And we were advised to go ahead and have our blocks made, so all we'll have to do is be able to sew them up, sew our rows together and our blocks together, and by the end the goal is that all of us can get it done and be able to show you a finished project. So that'll be shown on the Guy Who Sews channel, and we ask that y'all come over and support it. It's a big deal. This is going to be a fun way to show how 5 or 6 of us content creators can come together using up our scraps, that there's no waste really, that you can always upcycle it and use it into other projects. So I'll see you again. Thanks again for stopping by at my channel, and please remember, hit the like button if you like the content, subscribe if you're not, and please turn on the bell for notifications so you'll be notified each and every time that I do go live. Thanks a lot, y'all, and have a great day. Bye bye.